Hey guys, I'm Evan. Welcome to Country View Solar. So back in April, I did a video covering Bluetti's brand new FridgePower. This is their new innovative design. It's like a whole new form factor. It's got a nice slim design. It's more of a suitcase style, and it's specifically designed to power your fridge or your freezer. So this is roughly 3 inches tall. This is actually supposed to lay flat on top of your refrigerator. Your refrigerator plugs into this, and then it plugs into the wall. And then anytime you have a power outage, this switches over and it starts to power your fridge until the power comes back on, basically. So it'll keep your fridge going and keep it nice and cold during a power outage. So in my last video, I went over all the specs and how it operates and how to hook up the expansion batteries. You can hook up to 3 of these expansion batteries to this, and you can make it like 4 times bigger, basically. And that means it'll last like 4 times longer if you have all those expansion batteries. But we went over the entire operation, but we never really did a good test. And that's what I want to do today. They say that this power station is really efficient. They say it's 93% efficient, which is closer to like a residential style inverter. Power stations are typically not the most efficient things. And they say that this one, if you take like a regular power station, it's got the same output, same size battery, and you tried to run a refrigerator, they say this will run it like 50% longer than a standard power station. So I really want to put this thing to the test. I think we'll see if we can power a fridge. We're going to run it off of solar with just a portable set of solar panels that you would fold out. Get that all plugged in, and we'll see how long we can actually run a fridge with this. So out here on the porch of the workshop, I moved one of our fridges out here just because it's be a little bit easier to mess with. But this is our milk fridge, milk from our milk cow, cheese that we have made. And we get in and out of this thing like every day. I can also use it to store stuff that I'm cooking out, you know, like griddling. So it does get used. And as we do this test, I will open and close this door probably 10 times a day just to simulate it getting regular use. So for this test, we're not going to use the extra battery. We're just going to use the single FridgePower unit. And I'll go ahead and get that put up here on top of the fridge. So we're going to unplug the refrigerator, and then we're going to plug in the FridgePower to the outlet, and then we'll plug the refrigerator into the FridgePower. So we're looking at the back of the FridgePower, and you can see we got a duplex receptacle. So we can go ahead and plug the fridge in, and we actually could plug in another appliance, I guess, if we wanted to. But we're just going to do the fridge. Over on this side, this is where the solar panels hook up right there. Now to hook solar panels up to this, you're going to have an XT, I think it's an XT60 connector to MC4. So this doesn't come with the FridgePower. This is something you have to buy additionally. But we'll plug this in, and then now you have your MC4 connectors to be able to hook to your portable solar panels. Hopefully you can see the light on the inside. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it. I don't even think you can see it blink. So now we got it unplugged. It's 11:37. I don't know if you can see that or not. 11:37, and we're gonna start our outage test. So power's out. We're gonna go grab some solar panels. Let's go get them set up and hooked up to the FridgePower. So this is Bluetti's 350 watt portable set of solar panels. So all we gotta do is just unclip it, open it up, and then as you lift it, there's actually little kickstands on the backside. All right, I've got the portable solar panel set in position. It's pointing toward the sun. Now I know normally your fridge is gonna be inside, but I thought having it out here, of course, would make it easier to film, but it's actually gonna test it a little bit harder because it's gonna be out here. It's gonna be over 80 degrees today, and that's gonna make it a little bit harder for this fridge to keep up. But of course, if your fridge is inside, your solar panels are outside, you're gonna have to have some solar panel extension cables. You can buy these by the foot. You can buy them several different places. I think these are 25, 30 feet long. So you would basically get your adapter cable here, and we would plug these in. So you should have, of course, you're gonna have black to black, and red to red, just like so. So the solar panel actually does have some cable wrapped up inside. Looks like it's probably, I don't know, close to 8 feet long, something like that. So these will work fairly close to a power station, but if, of course, the fridge is in your house, you're gonna be running these cords probably out a window, out to the solar panel. And there we go, we're hooked up. Now on the front of the FridgePower, there's not a lot of information here. Of course, you know it's powered on. These represent the state of charge. And then there's some LEDs over here, and this one right here means that it has solar power coming in. I believe there's another one that tells you when you have grid power. Now, if you want more information than those indicator lights, there's a couple different ways to do it. One is you have this Bluetooth little screen like you'd have on a power station, and it magnetizes to the fridge, and it's really hard to see. I will give it that on the camera. I can see it, but the camera can't. But it says it's 100% state of charge, and it's bringing in 179 watts, somewhere in there, at the solar panels, and it's using like 104. Now, the other way to see information is going to be the Bluetti app, and you know, this can be on your Wi-Fi network, and you can monitor it pretty much anywhere. But say your power's out, the Wi-Fi's down, you can still communicate with it through Bluetooth. So you just have to be standing nearby, and you can get all this information, and you can change the settings as well inside of it. You really need the app to really get all the full features of the FridgePower. So we're going to go ahead and just let this test run. And like I said, during the day, I will probably position those solar panels to try to maximize the use of solar. I think that's what people would do during a power outage. If that's what they were only running on those panels, they would definitely try to maximize the efficiency of them. And we'll just kind of keep you updated as the day goes on. So it's 4:30 in the evening now, and the sun, the shadow from the workshop got out to where the solar panels were. So I have moved them out just on the edge of the driveway, and they should be able to get pretty much full sun until they get behind those trees. And then we look at the display. Yep, 100% fully charged. So the 350 watt portable solar panel is plenty of power to be able to power the fridge on a sunny day. It's keeping the battery. It hadn't even needed to really use the battery. It's probably just using the solar panel to run the fridge today. So 350 watts is plenty on a nice sunny day like today. But if you had cloudy days, you can actually hook up, I think, up to 1200 watts of solar up to this and give it an extra boost on those cloudy days. All right, it is now 6:35 in the evening, so hopefully you can see that. And the sun is finally getting behind these trees over here. And our solar panels, they're finally starting to get shaded. I've tried to move them out as far as I can, but it looks like the solar period is over, and now the true test begins, because we are going to run off batteries all night long, keep the fridge powered up, and then we'll see if 350 watts worth of solar panels is enough to fully charge this back up tomorrow. And right now we're still at 100%. It only has 10 watts of solar coming in. It's using 118 watts. So yeah, we are truly starting to use the battery, and we'll see how this looks in the morning. Since we only got 10 watts of solar coming in, I think we could go ahead and reposition this for morning sun. All right, it is 6:52 in the morning, so we have gone without sun or solar for just over 12 hours now, and you can see that the sun is right here. It's getting closer to the solar panels, so it should start producing solar here soon. So we'll take a look here, and 83%, and it looks like it has 10 watts of solar coming in. It actually has a little bit of solar. So we've got more than 12 hours now just running off the batteries, and it used only 17% of the battery. That is really efficient. I've never had a power station, usually after 12 hours, they're starting to get pretty drained. So if you do the math on how much we truly used over a 12-hour period, that comes out that this FridgePower could power this small fridge for just over 70 hours without solar power, without grid. And I know it's a small fridge, this is just for testing, but say you had a bigger fridge, it used twice as much power. That's still 1.5 days that it could power your fridge without having any solar or grid. And with that solar panel attached, you know that's gonna extend it quite a bit. So we'll keep moving the solar panel today and we'll see how long it takes for it to get back up to 100%. Well, I thought where I had the solar panels was gonna be sunny, but it's actually still shady right there. And it's basically 9 in the morning. I just moved the solar panels over here out in the sun, so it's finally charging. I probably could have started charging it a little bit earlier if I was more proactive. You can see that LED blinking, so that means it's charging. You see it's 84%. It was actually 82% just a minute ago when I moved that panel. And it's got 264 watts coming in, charging up the battery. Now it's 85%. It's went up like 3% in the last couple minutes. So it's like 10 in the morning now. It's an hour after I just got the solar panel out in the sun. It's not blinking anymore, like it's not charging. It's because it's already 100%. It fully charged in an hour of morning sun. So, which we only drained at 17%, right? So with it being just 10 in the morning and everything's already fully charged, I think it's obvious that it's gonna keep it charged during the day. And as long as we have a sunny day the next day, it's gonna charge it right back up. So I think the FridgePower and just 350 watts of solar panels is actually a pretty good little combination to be able to keep a fridge running. So it's now 4:22 in the afternoon. The weather has changed this afternoon. We've had cloud cover come in. It's completely, let's just have a look at the sky here. Completely overcast. There's no blue sky in here. This is all clouds. And let's see how it's charging now. And yes, it is still 100% fully charged, even in the cloudy weather today. I would call this overcast skies, I guess. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna let this experiment, this test, I'm gonna let it keep on going. You can see it was clouding up, right? It's gonna rain tomorrow, then maybe the next couple days, and we'll see how it performs in some more adverse conditions, and we'll see how long the FridgePower actually lasts. And then I'll post that in another video. Now, what if you didn't have a set of solar panels like this to be able to keep that fully charged? Well, there's lots of different ways you can charge these back up, but I wanna show you something that I think is kind of a neat option. And then I wanna show you a brand new option that's kind of an upgraded version of this. So let me show you. So most of you guys are probably gonna have a vehicle, right? So here in my truck, I've got what they call an alternator charger. It's basically a DC to DC converter, and it wires up to your battery. And I have it right down here underneath the back seat. So you have to wire up these big wires up to the battery under the hood. And on the other side, you get a set of MC4 connectors like you would have on a set of solar panels. And this is Bluetti's Charger 1. So when your car's running and it's charging the battery back up, it can take that voltage and it can increase it and then output exact voltage you need to power up your power station. You can actually adjust the voltage to match whatever type of power station you have, and you can charge it up as you're going down the road. Well, more than likely, if you got a power outage, you may need to run and go grab something that you need, right? So when you go get in your car to take that trip, you can grab the FridgePower or your power station, throw it in the back seat, plug it in, and then you can charge it as you're going down the road. So when you get back home, the power station will have more charge in it than it did before. Hopefully it got fully charged, and then you can plug it back in and use it again. So you can use your car as basically a generator to recharge up your power station. So the Charger 1, it's fairly simple. You just hook up the power wires to the battery in your vehicle, and then when it senses your car is running and charging that battery, that's when it kicks on the output where you can charge a power station. And it can charge any power station. It's just mimicking solar panels is what it's doing. So any power station that has a solar panel input, you could adjust the Charger 1 and be able to charge up those power stations. So Bluetti's come out with a brand new alternator charger, and this is more of a sneak peek at it. I'll probably do a whole dedicated video on this because I think there's so much you can do with this. So this is Bluetti's new Charger 2, and it's still an alternator charger, so you can bring in the battery from your vehicle and it can output a higher voltage to charge up a power station. but it can also bring in, it has a PV input, so you can also hook up a set of solar panels and be able to charge a power station off of it. And then it also has Bluetti's bi-directional connection. So then you can wire up to this. You can buy several different types of connections. I've got the plug-in right here. This is what you use for like an expansion battery. So I could plug in this expansion battery and hook it up to the charger too, and then it would have this as a source of power too, but it is bi-directional. So I believe that it would be able to pull from the battery when it needs it and then charge it back up when it has extra power. So to me, the Charger 2 is like a DC power hub for all different types of DC voltage. You got 14.8 volts from your alternator coming in. Say you got 38 volts coming in from some solar panels. You've got an expansion battery that's 51.2 volts. And since this is a DC to DC converter, it can adjust those voltages up and down as it needs to for each device to be able to pull power from it or to be able to charge it. And it seems like a really cool way to be able to interface all of those things together. And I think the Charger 2 would be best served like on an RV, something that you drive like a big RV. So you have alternator power coming in. Usually they're big enough, people put solar panels on the top, you can bring those in, and then you could have extra expansion batteries and you have power stations to be able to run the RV. And this would help be able to help keep you off grid, right? In the RV, be able to keep everything charged up and running. But I'm gonna show this in a different video. We'll get it all hooked up and we'll test it out and see how we can integrate different power stations, batteries, and everything all together in one. Now another video I'm gonna do pretty soon is on the Bluetti Elite 300. This is a 2400 watt output power station, same as this one, but this one has 50% bigger battery. This has 3 kilowatt hours of storage. This one has 2. Look at the size difference. Look at how far they've come along. This one is the same power output as this, but 150% more storage, basically. Isn't that awesome? The technology is coming a long way, and things are just getting smaller and they're getting better. But I'll be doing a video on this here pretty soon as well, and we'll get it all tested out. And this may be my new power station to be able to use around the property. This one is the one I use right now. Anytime I need power somewhere, I throw this in the side-by-side, I take it out, but this one is so much smaller. I'm looking forward to testing this. This may be my go-to power station here pretty soon. So right now, Bluetti is running a Prime Day sale. They are doing that on their website. They're also doing it on Amazon. They've got most of their products they have marked down to really low prices. So if you're looking for something from Bluetti, now's the time to buy. And I do have a discount code for both Amazon and Bluetti's website. I'll leave that down below. I'll leave all the links down below. But if you're interested in the FridgePower, they've got it listed for $849, and with an extra 5% off with my discount code, it brings it down to about $807 if you're interested in that. If you're interested in this new Elite 300, you can see how much smaller this power station is. They got it marked down to $999, and with my discount, it'll bring it down to about $950. Now the 350 watt portable solar panels that we're using on the FridgePower, they're listed for $569, but the Charger 1 that I have in my truck, it's listed for $199. That is probably the cheapest solution to be able to charge up a power station. Just use your vehicle as long as it's got fuel, I guess, right? But just use your vehicle to be able to charge up your power station, use it as a generator. It's probably one of the cheaper solutions to be able to charge one of these back up. But if you guys are interested in one of the Bluetti products, the Prime Day sale only goes through July 26th. So I know that there's only a couple days left, so you'd have to act pretty quickly. But I think that's going to be it for this video, and look forward to a couple more videos on these other Bluetti products coming soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.